side of the road, you can go down and eat a couple pounds, and you don't have to worry about hunting that day. But it ends up with a lot of issues. So just like Columbia was doing, maybe eating something on the side of the road, she got nervous that a car was coming, flew up right into the side of the truck. This particular one had a ladder on the top, and that's the part that she hit, was the ladder on top. Had that vehicle not had the ladder, she would have been fine. That means that she would have died within a couple of weeks with lead poisoning. So she's very, very lucky that she was able to break her wing and get into captivity. It sounds weird to say, but it would have been a death sentence for her otherwise. Now you see the piece that she has left is the backbone of the bunny, so she doesn't have really any meat left on there. It means that you probably want this. That looks like wild horse. Their talent, now that is going to be the powerhouse of these birds. So the pressure in these birds is not in their beak like it would be in a cardinal or a parrot. If you've ever been bit by a parakeet and cockatiel beaks hurt way more than an eagle beak. Their beaks are about as powerful as a pinch from a human. I've never had one break the skin before. It doesn't hurt that bad. But a cardinal beak, that's the worst bite I've ever had. Cardinal beaks are made for crushing seeds. So they'll bite down on your finger, and they will keep biting and biting and biting, and they see you start to cry, so they'll twist, and then they'll bite harder! Red for blood is how I remember cardinals. So while she's finishing up the rest of her fish, do you guys have any other questions about eagles? Yeah?
Well, how did you know that she had the lead? Was it an X-ray or something?
Great question. So how do you know that she had lead? The lead in her system had already disintegrated in her stomach, so the way that they found it in her was a blood test. So testing the bloodstream. Their stomach acid is about as strong as battery acid, so it breaks down all of the lead in their system. It gets stuck in the blood and the bones. So the treatment for that is a chelation therapy, a series of injections, 5 days of injections, 2 days off. 5 more days of injections, 2 days off. And that goes until the bird has been cured, even though we still see the effects.
So the blood test was part of the treatment for the broken wing?
Yeah, they brought her in, noticed that she had a broken wing, so they fixed that up, and she was still acting strange that next couple of days. Very, very strange behavior. Seizures, holding their wings out, they can't stand up, they can't hold their head up, they can't eat any solid food on their own. So there were still those symptoms that sparked them to say, hey, something else is going on in this bird. Yeah, in the back, did you have a question?
Basically, she answered the question for me.
Oh, okay.
About the chelation therapy.
Yeah.
Is that done at the Mayo Clinic?
That was done at the Raptor Center at the University of Minnesota. But it would be great if the Mayo Clinic treated eagles. That'd be sweet.
Well,
Unfortunately, they don't.
I saw one of the pictures has mentions the Mayo Clinic.
Which one?
I think it was yours.
Oh, it could have been mine. Yeah, so that was a peregrine falcon. That was banding. So we banded the peregrine falcons that nest up on top of the Mayo Clinic. I got to be up there in a hard hat, and the parents were dive bombing us. It was very exciting. Also slightly terrifying. But we just stuck metal bands on those babies' legs and then put them back up in the nest box. So the Mayo doesn't do any rehab work for birds.
Maybe they got it Obamacare or something.
Right, yeah. That's what it is. Great health care for these guys. If we notice that anything is wrong, they go straight up to the Raptor Center in St. Paul. The Raptor Center is the best in the world as far as bird rehab is concerned, and that's right in our backyard, so it works out really well.
Did you think the bird got the poisoning from a pellet or from eating the newspaper?
It was from a gut pile, so a hunter's gut pile. A deer hunter during rifle season will go out and shoot a deer with a lead bullet.
Yeah.
It'll go right through the heart, and it leaves tiny pieces behind.
Yeah.
So even though most of the bullet may make it through, tiny pieces are stuck behind. As a deer hunter, you don't want the heart, you don't need the liver, you'll cut that all out and leave it in the wild.
Yeah.
And that's what these guys are attracted to, that nice fresh pile of food. So when I say that they don't like to eat the guts, they don't like to eat the intestines. That's where all of the poop is, that's gross. But the heart and the liver are very high in nutrients. And unfortunately in the deer, that's what gets hit. So it's mostly correlated with the hunting season. They used to get it from lead sinkers, but most lead fishing sinkers now have kind of been phased out. So, oh, another poop. Nice. At least you didn't poop at them. And with them. That would also be very bad. Any other questions, you guys, about eagles or birds or wildlife school or art school or
I know there's like falcons in downtown Minneapolis, downtown St. Paul. Are those also banded or just?
A lot of them are, yeah. Peregrine falcons are a very sought after bird for banding. I know the lady who goes out and bands them all, her name is Jackie Fallon. She's also a falconer, so she does have permits. She has a peregrine falcon right now, a red-tailed hawk, and a gyr falcon that she keeps at her house for hunting, which is kind of neat. And I'll be helping out with that project this next year. We do have nesting peregrine falcons in this area. In fact, half of today there was one just chilling on the bridge. They like to hunt the pigeons that live on the bridge. Are you showing them?
Do they develop any, like characteristics of